Nope.
Okay. All right. It's an official or is this a video?
It's video.
Okay. So guys,
Eric and I were just posing for like a minute. I was ready.
so what made you guys want to come out and help? Anybody can just say whatever. What made you guys want to come out and help?
How about answers coldest to?
No.
No. Really? Why? What made you want to come out? I know this is not typically how people spend their spring break. So what made you want to come out and help us today?
I think, I guess I'll start. I think that's kind of part of it. Like, for me, I just, like, I'm not really into that, like, spring break stuff that, like, all these other college kids are, like, really looking forward to. Number one, it just costs a lot of money. And, like, number two, I just value the experience so much. One of the things I brought up a lot with our group, like, for example, with this group, I have a class once a week. And I love and I respect these people so much, but from the first 24 to 48 hours that we were on this trip together, the connections that I've built with these people they're absolutely, like, I'll remember them for the rest of my life. And the experiences that I get, like coming and helping you with your garden, learning what it is what you do with your community, there are things that I can take and I can go back home 14 hours away back, and you know, I can use that time and I can reflect, like, okay, using this and, you know, what I saw and what I was taught and what I learned, how can I apply that in my communities?
And what's your name?
Lubna.
Lubna. Thank you, Lubna. Anybody else want to answer that question? Someone knows why they came out here.
I think also a lot of it, we call this a learning service trip a lot of the times. I think that's a big part of this. Every time I've gone into another community or I've met someone in my community from a different community, I think we learn a lot from each other. Like, whether that's about different cultures or just literally, like, we were talking about how you guys live with using your own resources and stuff like that. Like, learning about this urban garden is really awesome too. I think there's a lot to be learned from going into another community as we are kind of humbly, like, teach us. So I think that's really cool too.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I totally agree with that. Yes. That's the only way you can grow is to meet and talk with other people, because you don't know, you're not the end all to it all. You don't know everything. Someone's gonna know something else.
Yeah.
So why not kind of get some of that information? Let's exchange information. Anybody else want to answer that question? Gentlemen, come on, man. Gentlemen, I know somebody wants to.
Me, it's kind of a mix between the two. Like, I always like different cultures and stuff, and doing service, like, with my free time, I mean, I don't really like, oh, it's a lot easier than going to school, doing a service trip, so that stuff's still okay. And then it's kind of like, instead of paying like thousands of dollars to go somewhere, I'd much rather pay with my time and, like, have a better experience in my opinion.
Giving back, paying it forward. Thank you. What's your name?
Eric.
Thank you, Eric, for coming out and paying it forward. You're paying it pretty deep. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else want to say? Anybody else want to answer?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I obviously come from a place of privilege, right? And so I feel as though in past spring breaks I've been on something like with my parents, like, you know, Costa Rica or something. And this week, being honest, it didn't line up with my parents and my family's spring break. So I was like, hey, I'll just figure out something else. And the spring break turned out really well. And, like, it's nice to then do something that, instead of, you know, going to some resort somewhere and, like, you know, just hanging out, like, doing something for a change. It's really nice. So it's good to give back.
Awesome.
Thank you for coming out, yeah. That is a sacrifice. It's a Costa Rica trip, coming digging in the dirt. That's a pretty crazy balance. Thank you so much for figuring that decision out. All right, so I want to ask, what are you guys' major? Start from this side over. What is your major?
Hi.
And what's your name?
I'm Ashley.
Hi,
I'm
Ashley.
studying human physiology on the pre-med track.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I work with a lot of physiologists. Working with a lot of people who are obese and they're needing help with their diet and knowing how to move to try to move some of that weight, so to speak. So
I just took a class about, like, all of that last semester with my major, so yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. Yes, you're much needed. Thank you.
And my name is Isaac, and I'm studying neuroscience with a psych minor. And I ideally go to med school with that.
Oh, okay. You never have enough doctors. Yours, Ashley.
My name is Ashley, and I'm a public health and nursing major.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
I'm Mackenzie. I am a biomedical sciences and global health studies major, and that is also pre-med.
I'm Rachel. I'm a studio art major with a focus in graphic design.
Excellent. All right, we may have to talk to you a little later. Our website probably looks tired.
I'm Sarah. I am a junior studying journalism.
Ah, excellent.
I'm Annika, also a junior. I'm studying political science and hoping to go to law school.
Oh, you have a lot of meat to chew.
Hi, I'm Lubna. I'm a sophomore. I'm studying human physiology and public health.
Oh, yes, never. Yes.
I'm Michael. I'm a senior studying sport and rec management and entrepreneurship.
Great.
I'm Cindy, and I'm a senior studying global health.
I'm Eric. I'm a freshman, and I'm not sure what I'm studying, but I like science.
Hi, I'm Grant. I'm a senior and I'm studying economics and entrepreneurship. Great.
And then I'm Aaron. I'm a junior studying biomedical engineering.
Great.
You guys have some really good majors. Oh, wow. So it looks like you guys are just almost through. Not too much longer except for Eric. Leave him there. But, that's okay. Now, what is your favorite experience thus far here in the garden? What's your favorite experience? Anybody can jump in.
In the garden.
It's right here. What was your favorite experience so far?
Mine was just learning about how you plant everything and how everything is kind of self-maintained. You only have to do so much, and I think it's really interesting to know that we can also do this because it's not a lot of time. And I really enjoyed learning about how you guys water your plants. I thought that was really interesting.
Great.
Yeah, we're lazy. Lazy garden. Anybody else? What think was your favorite thing so far?
For me, I think it was just like driving like to the front of this garden for the first time, and just seeing the scope of everything, especially like out on the highway. There just seems to be like a lot of like fast food and just food deserts in general. So it's like, I think it's incredibly valuable that we have like a resource like this to grow organic food for the people around here.
Awesome.
It was a blessing for us that the doctor, it was weird. I was in a car accident and I went to go see him, and this guy here, he was very aggressive. He was like, we're just gonna do some gangster gardening. We're just gonna go into the worst neighborhoods, where there are abandoned buildings and locations are just lots, just bare lots, and we're just gonna go in there and clean all that up and just plant. And we didn't care who came to pick. Just plant, start something. And so we were talking to the doctor, and he kind of looked over his glasses. He's like, I got some land. You don't have to do this. You don't have to risk. Look, I got some land. So we took off. Right after that appointment, he drove us out here. And after that, he gave us 50 acres of land. So ever since then, and we haven't touched base with the other 45. It's so much. This is like our flagship property. We want this to be like the place that we can come bring people and kind of show them like different spots. Like this is zone 1. This is zone 1. This is permaculture. Where we're using the wood as our borders, and this is going to turn into wood chips. So this is like a decomposing bed that's making its own dirt. Just kind of teaching people how to go back to the land and trying to grow your own food, because we're dependent on Walmart, I guess, places like this to feed us, and God knows they really don't care about us like that. They probably care about their own family, but they don't care about us like that. So it's best for us to grow our own food to protect our health. You guys in the health industry, you guys know this. You have to try to protect your food. So why not be smart about it? And it's the easiest thing. A pack of seeds costs you $1 or something. You just stick it in some dirt. And you can grow your own food, and you'll feel better. And you don't have to worry about some of those, preventable diseases, like we were talking about earlier, like diabetes and cancer. These diseases you don't have to have. These are things that you bit your elbow to your face and you've given yourself. This is, we all have these little things in our body that can be activated. Keep eating the wrong things, you deactivate these things. So you eat the right things, you keep the right things going for you. Just basics. We have to get back to basics. So I'm glad you guys are here, because you guys are like, we can teach you, you can go out there and teach somebody else. That's why I wanted to ask those questions. Okay, so what do you think you will take from this experience? I know you can already kind of say what you're going to take from this experience. What do you think you guys will take from this experience?
If I'm never placed my own, I'm going to definitely start a garden or something similar.
Yes, good for you. and give a little, eat a little. You know, you can. So it's this type of gardening, it grows in abundance, so you'll have more than you can eat. So why not give a little away?
Right.
And then encourage people to save those seeds and be seed savers, because it's like the bees. The seeds are just as much in danger as the bees. Right now, they're being genetically modified, so 95% of our seeds that we eat out of those stores are genetically modified. So we need seed savers to get some of the original seeds, to keep them, store them, and grow them again. All right. Anybody else want to piggyback on that?
I mean, with me, like, I went to like a lecture thing about like this gardening. It's kind of like you use other plants to like help them grow.
Yes,
thing.
companion planting.
Yeah, like I learned about that stuff, but I haven't really seen it in action. And like, I don't know, I don't know what this lazy gardening is, but like, it seems like it'd be a pretty nice thing to not have to worry about gardening and like worrying about all this watering and stuff like that.
And bugs.
Yeah.
It's all about them. They like to be by their friends.
Yeah.
So they thrive by their friends, and then they have some enemies too that they'll take away from each other. They won't produce, or they'll kill one another.
Yeah.
So like basil and tomatoes and parsley and peppers and eggplant love to be next to each other. They feed off of each other. They keep the bugs off of each other, because one plant attracts another bug, and another plant attracts another bug that may eat that bug. And they may attract good bugs that help this other plant. So they're like they're helping each other. So it's a natural system. Like we use at home, and we're gonna eventually bring it out here. We just haven't done it yet. So one of the years, I'm not sure, we won't, another group will probably get to see it with the aquaculture. We're gonna have aquaponics out here, where we grow we had like a set of 14
tilapia,
and they started like this big.
Are you guys familiar with aquaponics?
Aquaponics is a symbiotic process between fish and plants. And so like we use some of those totes, like the ones over there, we cut them and we hook them up where we have grow rocks on the top, and we have an ebb and flow system in there, and the fish live at the bottom. And when it's cold, we have like a little heat element in there that keeps them warm. But we grow plants on the top.
So the fish feed the plants, and the plants clear the water for the fish. Yeah.
So you never have to clean the water, and you never have to clean the rocks. And the plants just go crazy. They grow everywhere. We grew a watermelon in one of those. It just was everywhere. We couldn't even see the rocks anymore. It's everywhere. And the fish were just happy. The fish got so big, they got really big.
I love that. There's not a single drop of chemicals, pesticides, any of that.
Never.
And it works beautifully. It's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah. And so a lot of those things, I'm not sure why we're not using them as a country. We're not using a lot of those type of principles to try to clean some of the things, or, to help some of the things that are going on. Places where they have these plants that are taking over the water systems. They're taking over, they're like, what are we going to do to try to kill this plant? But this algae is, so it's growing so much, it's killing the fish. The fish have nowhere to breathe, So what are we going to do? I'm not sure why we're not going back to the same type of system. It's so simple. It's just companion planting. Plant something else there that would love to eat that algae. Take care of it.
Got a little phrase I coined called it's a convenience society versus sustainable society. Yeah, we gotta get away from our convenience society ways to a sustainable society. That's just where we are.
We're kind of lazy. I'm not gonna lie. We're kind of lazy as a culture. We've gotten so used to somebody bringing it to us, handing it to us. It's already ready. It's already wrapped up as plastic. You just go buy it. Versus you trying to go enjoy it yourself. So we need to get back to it. So it's better. Now, what do you think? Do you think this is something that you would start in your own neighborhood or at your own home? Would you start yourself a garden? Would you give some of your food away? I know that you said that you would.
Yeah, we actually already do it at my house too. My parents have. You guys remind me of my parents a lot. Actually, I respect you two a lot.
Thank you.
Our garden is nowhere near as big. But yeah, we have a plot of land from the city as well, and then we have a little tract right next to our house. But plants, when you just take care of them right, they'll produce so much for you. And we never know what to do with all of it. So my parents are from Bangladesh, and we have a lot of Bengali community members that don't find the vegetables that that they grew up eating and stuff. So my mom is always you know, packing them up in gift baskets and giving them away. So yeah, it's definitely something that like showed me like how much little things mean. You know, like taking a gift basket full of fresh vegetables to someone. I mean, seeing the smile on their face, it's priceless. So yeah, definitely something I want to do.
Yeah, we can't see the changes you've made on the inside, but believe me, you've made one. You've made one. Will you guys be returning next year?
It's up to the student leader next year, but on like the document I get as a student leader that says about the previous trip, both people said that like this was everyone's favorite experience,
Awesome.
and that like Ursula, they like made you smile, like the nicest human ever,
Yeah.
and like if we don't go, like it's a shame, and like you should have used it later pretty much. So I mean, I can't speak to them exactly, but they'll be getting like the same document from me. So, yep.
Thank you.
So much. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you
we
so
want
much.
to applaud you guys.
Yes, thank you so much for your work. Oh, I'm teary. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God.